Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Let's get ready to be at our best now. Be at our best.
Yeah, it's going to be a boring one today.
Those guys don't all suck.
You son of a B.
ASAP, any score, any place, you know we bring well. We bout there. We'll pull up on anybody and get it done.
Suck it, Raiders.
He is dead.
I love you, Jay. Bye.
Joe, start fast.
They're the next team on our schedule, and we're trying to do something big here. We're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Another beautiful day.
It is.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my two brothers, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
It's good to see you guys again. I've missed you. It's been a few weeks.
It has. We've had a little bit longer time in between episodes, but don't forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
I'm here. We are still alive and well.
It has been a tremendous couple of weeks. This year in its entirety has been extremely volatile, I think is the best way to put it. But before we get into all that we talk about in regards to Chargers, what has been going on in the lives of the brothers? Let's go with Kyle first. Kyle, how are you, sir?
Thank you for choosing. It's always a very weird.
It's like me,
big
him,
brother.
You? No,
do
me?
it.
No, you?
No, you do
What?
it. No, I'll.
No, okay.
Okay, you
man.
just go.
Okay. That was nice. We're getting there, guys. Episode
We're
36, and we figured it out. Yeah, stayings are the same. Stuff starting to open in California, which is good. San Diego, our gym's open on Monday, so
Great.
one
About
more
to get
week
swole,
till
bro.
the
About to go
gains begin.
Get some gains, bro. 1, 2, 3.
You know it, yeah.
What do you think of benching now without the gym?
Oh, I don't know. Probably still more than you, though.
Nice try.
Take that.
Yeah, I am. Things are going. I mean, I'm doing this 75 hard challenge, which is no joke. Today's day 23. For those of you that don't know, it's every day you drink a gallon of water. You got to pick a nutrition plan and you stay on it. You have to read 10 pages of a book every single day. You have to do 2 workouts that are 45 minutes each. One has to be done outside. One can be done inside, and no alcohol. So
What?
Yeah.
All of those sound great, but the last one, what?
Day 23. Let's go, baby.
Wow, dude. That's awesome. If you can, that's willpower to do all that.
Yeah. So we're doing that. Me and Hillary are both doing that. So it's been
Excellent.
It's been crazy not having the TV on at night and reading books. I feel like an old timer. Like we should light some
doing
candles.
It by candlelight? That's what I was going to
read our
ask.
books. Yeah.
You guys got some
lanterns. Yeah.
Do you have those little reading glasses that like hang on like the very edge of your
Actually,
nose?
I have a monocle only.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Old
I close
school.
my one eye and just monocle.
There you go. That works.
I don't read in 3D. I read in 2D.
Yes. One dimension.
So yeah, other than, but yeah, everything's going well. My sweet little baby boy Franklin is sleeping through the night now, which is an absolute game changer.
Awesome.
And yeah, Paxton's a crazy wild animal that has way too much energy. That kid is insane.
You should put
He's
him on the
awesome.
plan with you guys so he's working out twice a day.
Dude, he works out like 40 times a day and still doesn't want to go to bed.
Nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, I'm excited to be on this podcast again with you guys.
Yeah, it has been a while. But one of us has been keeping rather busy. Kev, what have you been doing these past couple of weeks?
So a lot of stuff's happened. Just finished shooting a movie, which we shot all remotely. So I was working with actors via Zoom, sent them lights, gear, cameras, audio, and had them set up and do everything. Cool. And I was very trepidatious about it because it just daunting to have 6 people. You have to tell them where to put everything and still make it look good. So it was hard.
Yeah, those that don't know, Kevin is a cinematographer. So he's the director of photography and has to set up all the shots. And even with experienced crew, I'm sure it can be challenging.
Right.
Let alone
now to try to do it remotely.
And
with
sending equipment
actors,
to you don't know where.
Yeah,
and
just
what
actors.
their house looks like. And
they're used to having everything done for them. And day one, it was like, oh, wow, I got to go back to the fundamentals. But by the end of it, everyone was on it, just so good. And they all joke that I've created a monster in them, and they're gonna be able to tell the other DPs where to put lights and how to light them and stuff. So I'll take that. But that was cool. The craziest thing that's happened to me in the last 2 weeks since we left is I put up a kiddie pool out in my backyard. So I live in Missouri, and it's very like humid and hot in the summer. And our house is backed up to a forest area. So it's just, there's no houses around us. There's just, big forest area behind us. So we get some animals and stuff. That happens,
Jesus.
right? So,
no.
No, it's not that bad. It's annoying as hell, but it's not that bad. So we put my kids, we got them one of those little pools they could swim in, no big deal. So it's up for about a week. I come out, and then one night we're sleeping and we start hearing the ribbit.
Oh my gosh.
One frog, no big deal. Like, okay, cool. 3 days later, it is literally the loudest thing in my backyard. It's like 25 frogs all like mating in my backyard in this kid pool. So I had to go out the last 3 nights at like 2 a.m. with like a flashlight and a shovel and just wipe these little mofos out because no one can sleep in my house. No one can sleep.
Really?
Yeah, it's been crazy. So, and my wife is terrified of frogs, snakes, spiders, all the shit that I don't like to deal with.
She's fine.
Frogs? She won't even go outside. So I was out there by myself swinging the shovel in the dark.
Josie.
It was fun. So I think I've got
Playing Whack-A-Frog?
I got 2 little bastards left that I'm going to go after either tonight or tomorrow night. One of them's like a toad and he's solid. So it might be a task, but
It might be more than one
gusher.
hit.
he's gonna be juicy for sure. So it'll be something to deal with. So that's been me in a nutshell. And I got a whole bunch of birthdays coming up. My 1-year-old, my baby's turning 1, my 2-year-old's turning 3, and my oldest is about to turn 5 in like a day. So it's
happy anniversary is due for you and Josie. 10 years.
Thanks,
Double
brother.
digits.
Let's go.
We blinked and it happened. So no one wants to hear about it, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
No,
On to
that's
you,
due.
Wooldog. What's going on with you, my man?
That deserves praise. No, it's funny. When you mentioned animals, all I could think about was when I left your place, I had to catch a flight really early in the morning and I had to get an Uber. So there was a period of time that I'm standing outside of Kevin's house in the dark. And I remember I'm like, there's a forest back there. And there's no real streetlights out in your cul-de-sac. So it is dark. So I'm just like standing in the dark going like, oh my God, I hope there's like not a bobcat or like a mountain lion or even a goat comes up to me. Like I'm going to lose my mind.
So my 2-year-old found about a 5-foot snake skin yesterday. So
don't tell me that.
And he just likes going outside. So we got some issues. We got some things to figure out. Like, so yeah, Missouri. And there's nothing. I'm just gonna say it now. The Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs. And there's a lot of Missouri I hate, and especially the animals.
That was the one thing I was concerned about, that a Chiefs fan was going to wander out from the forest and
a
just
drunk
like, stab
Chiefs
me in
fan
the
coming
back
out
or
of the
something.
woods.
No, he's doing the child.
Like a zombie.
Oh God.
Oh God.
That's a short film waiting to happen. Go ahead.
No,
sorry.
it's been looking good on my end. I've landed a couple of cartoon gigs that I'll be providing voices for. I can't really speak too much on what they are. They're really exciting though. I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you guys. They had nothing to do with football or anything like that, but they are just really awesome projects. So I will be posting that to social media. If anybody follows me on there, you will find out about it. All right. On to the news. And obviously the biggest thing, and it just, you can't not know about it right now, is the Black Lives Matters movement. It has been absolutely devastating to see the amount of carnage that we have let happen. And the response has been absolutely uproarious. And it's not a joke. It is extremely serious. It's affected our players and coaches. Coach Lynn, being one of only 2 Black coaches in the league, stands to reason to have had a comment about it. The most recent one talking about first, there are so many good officers. I did a first responders commercial a couple of years ago because I respect the first responders so much. And I remember that commercial. It was
That's a great commercial.
emotional commercial. Two of them helped save my life after I was hit by a car in 2005, but I also know it's a club like a football team, and they stick together like a football team. And the good ones get a bad rap because of the bad ones. I would challenge the good ones to speak up and not be silent anymore. That's what I take away from all of this. And it's pretty powerful. Chargers social media came out with a extremely moving video involving a lot of the players reading a piece of literature called I Too by Langston Hughes. That was extremely moving, and it was just good to see the solidarity between the players all over the place on social media. And we just want to at least make it clear that us here at Charger Chat support the Black Lives Matters movement, and we'll continue to do so. And we'll talk about it as it happens in the NFL, because it's obviously going to have an impact with as many black athletes that are out there and the impact that they have on their teams. So it's absolutely important, and hopefully we can see some change in the not too distant future. And as if that wasn't enough, this is all occurring right now, still in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. But as Kyle mentioned, they are alleviating some of the restrictions in regards to what's been going on. So the locker rooms apparently have been reconfigured to permit people being 6 feet apart, which is great. Glad they're making those changes. Meetings must be conducted virtually when possible, which totally makes sense. The amount of people being able to work from home, from my part-time job, working in a call center, I've been able to do a lot of my work from home, and it's like, why haven't we just been doing this in the first place? Why do we make
save
people
money? Like, why are we
drive to a
renting this
location?
space?
Exactly.
The big thing in there, though, is like meetings must be conducted virtually when possible. So that is a very like loosey-goosey way to say that. Like, you could make an argument that you need to be in the room together to prepare as much as possible.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Sure.
what I'm gathering from some of these protocols is way different from the last ones they had. Like the next one is helmets and shoulder pads need to be disinfected after each game, and then masks are required except when they're interfering with athletic activities. So they're not going to be needing to wear them when they're playing. It's just the side. So what I'm seeing from this is like a good thing in terms of football coming back, is that these are far less stringent than I was anticipating. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like this is a step towards some kind of normalcy. It's not normal yet, but it feels like it's getting there.
Right. These are steps. Right.
Yeah.
The steps need to be taken. So
I don't know,
that
though.
is
I was kind of excited about the built-in masks.
Dude, Shoot helmet company made one. Have you seen that?
Shut did?
Yes, Shut did. Yeah, they have
Shoot,
like
Shut?
Shoot.
Shoot.
Shoot. It was Shut. So Shut made one, and they're releasing them for other helmets. So I think that's more for like high school and like Pop Warner.
That'd
stuff.
be kind of cool.
But
I just wanted to see what it looked like.
I just remember playing ice hockey, and for a little while, when you're younger and you play kiwi hockey and stuff, you have a cage. Before I had a cage, I had like one of those ones that covered up your mouth and your eyes and like the whole
plastic,
thing. And oh my God, did it fog up like every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got rid of that thing immediately, because the only reason I got it is because I love the Mighty Ducks and they all had them. But I got the cage because there's no way you can do that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's nuts.
I can't relate except for the 1 year in Halloween where I was the Punisher, and I had a mask of the Punisher that covered my face, which really just looked like a dude. So it's like, why did I even put this mask on? It's not like the Punisher is a recognizable face or anything like that. So that's the only way I can equate to that. But it is good. And I know this isn't football related, but I've heard about the NBA coming back.
Yeah.
Have you heard what they're doing? Because I thought I saw like they're playing in Disneyland or
Disney World.
What is that?
They're not playing that. They're playing at like different areas in Orlando. So they're going to have like each team is basically going to have their own hotel. They're going to have like versions of that. And then they're going to have, it's kind of crazy. They're basically playing like a portion of the regular season with teams that are still in it. And then that'll carry over into playoffs and,
wow,
championship.
Yeah.
So it goes till October, mid-October is when it will end.
Huh.
Yeah. So they're playing like, I don't know, there's a certain amount of games that they are decided that they're going to play. So if you were already mathematically like eliminated, you're not even coming to Florida.
Yeah.
So so it's like you're already out.
If
so
you
there's
were
only
that
like,
bad, guess what?
yeah, there's only like there's like 4 spots still open. So all the teams are all going to play a couple of extra games to see where those last spots fill out, and then they'll just play the playoffs there. I was under the impression they're playing at the Wide World of Sports.
No, they're
Disney World.
I maybe I'm getting my information wrong, but no, it wasn't specifically Wide World of Sports from what I gathered. But that'd be cool if
Okay.
it was.
Interesting. I was just curious at hearing that and just seeing it connected with Disneyland. It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know why there of all places.
Yeah.
Because Florida is pretty wide open. Like they never really shut down. So
That's why you go there to do
There you go.
this.
Because they will let it.
They will let it happen.
Let's see. In regards to the Chargers, we had a little bit of a ding on the old, shiny shoed record of Kaiser White getting charged with reckless driving. Unfortunately, was driving 100 miles an hour. Come on, Kaiser.
But
You know
here's
better than that.
the thing. I think a lot of people were doing that because no one was on the highway around that time.
That's true. Take advantage of it.
Give the man a break. Like he wasn't, whatever. Hey, if you drive fast, you play fast. Am I right?
take
100 miles
Live
an hour all the
fast,
time. I
take
like that. I
chances.
like that mindset. I'm driving fast.
You
I'm
drive
running
reckless,
fast,
you
I'm
play
tackling
reckless.
fast.
Charger Chat podcast does not advise driving over the speed limit.
No,
but
we-
if you're going to spend that much money on a car, which most of these guys do, you got to use it,
Gotta open
right?
that up a
when
little
the
bit.
I guess.
opportunity presents itself.
I didn't really see what he was driving. I hope it wasn't a Toyota Tercel or something like that.
I mean, I
don't
guess
even know if they
maybe.
can go
I
100
doubt
miles
it.
an hour.
If you soup it up, you probably could.
Probably could. Let's see. Some very sad news. Wide receiver Rasheed Caldwell
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was
shot and killed in Florida.
Yeah, that's so tragic.
That's so
It
tragic.
sucks.
They're not sure what necessarily was happening. I've heard that they thought that it was maybe a robbery gone wrong.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Just whatever it was absolutely tragic and extremely sad to see a player fall the way they did. And also at SoFi Stadium, unfortunately, a worker fell to their death while working in the stadium.
Like, what is
fell 60
going
feet.
on?
This is just a real shitty episode, guys.
Dude, it's
really
super
unfortunately.
down. But it's just the reality of what's going on the last couple weeks in
it's just-
Charger news,
Yeah.
It's
Just
like,
what world news. It's just
It's
what's
everything.
happening.
It's
Yeah.
everything.
It's been rough. So hopefully our audience understands why it took us an extra week to kind of get back on track to getting these out to you.
Yeah.
But also some other news, Charger related. We re-signed veteran defensive tackle Damian Square, which was great.
Great, good
to
signing.
see.
I didn't see the details yet. Has that been released?
I don't think they have, but yeah, I'm so glad we picked him up because we didn't really have anyone behind Linval Joseph at that position. So we needed to, re-sign him. And it just makes sense. Like right now we're in a situation where there's not going to be a lot of practice time. There's not going to be a lot of time to get people acclimated. You need guys from last year that know the system to transition. You know what I mean? It's just a necessity. So I'm really glad that we picked him up and re-signed him because it's a bonus for sure.
Absolutely. Always good to get players back who know the system. Absolutely. And also re-signed guard Ryan Groy. Appeared in 9 games for the Chargers last season. Always good to have depth in the guard position for sure.
Same talking point for that too. Like get guys that are familiar with our system.
I don't understand why they don't release the details of the contracts, because that's how you know if it was a good decision. Like, yeah, you always want guys back that are good and that know the system, but you don't want to overpay them. That's how you decide if it was a good signing or not, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, given how this year has gone, and even though it's looking good, the possibility of a season not really happening, it would not surprise me if they're holding off on deals to make sure that
Yeah.
it's actually going to happen.
Right.
For some of the guys who have already signed their deals, I don't know how that works.
There's some guaranteed money there. There's guaranteed money in that.
Yeah. So
Makes sense.
it doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, it also kind of does. Cause I don't think we've signed any of our draft picks yet either. I don't feel like I've seen any news in regards to any of them signing contracts yet.
Well, I don't know how much they've been able to interact and come in for their
Yeah, that's true.
physicals and whatever else goes along with finishing up signing a deal. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll see as the season continues. One of the things that I wanted to talk about this episode was a couple of comments by our ex-running back, Melvin Gordon. Let's go back to the beginning when Melvin Gordon was still in college. Gordon, to me, has always been somebody who has always kind of had that little bit of like good luck and fame, and then it gets quickly taken away. It's a little bit of good luck and fame, and then it gets quickly taken away. For example, I can recall when Gordon was in talks of possibly coming to the Chargers. Gordon set a record for most rushing yards in a single game at 407 yards, which was amazing. That was the record.
At
He beat it.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
That was in Wisconsin. And only a week later, some other guy, I'm definitely not going to pronounce his name right, Samaje Perine, breaks the record at 427 yards. So the minute that Melvin Gordon gets like a little bit of good luck, it immediately gets taken away by somebody else.
I like where you're going with this. Please continue.
Also, in 2015 at the Combine, Gordon set a new record for the 60-yard shuttle with 11 seconds. However, the record was then broken by Byron Jones, who had a time of 10.98 seconds. So by 200ths of a second, Melvin gets that little record immediately taken away. And the thing that really struck me more than anything else was the article that came out that said that Melvin Gordon's own mother would not wear his jersey until he scored a touchdown. And if you all recall, in 2015, Melvin Gordon did not score a touchdown. So for his entire rookie season, his own mother would not acknowledge or represent her son, who was drafted 15th overall in 2015 to the Chargers, would not wear his jersey. Now, I can't necessarily relate to that, but I can empathize with Gordon. I feel for him. I'm rooting for him. This is the guy who keeps getting things taken away. It's like, oh man, you're bound for greatness, buddy. Let's do this. You're on the Chargers now. Come on, let's go. So as I mentioned, in 2015, he had 0 touchdowns. And he, not to mention, fumbled the ball 6 times, lost it 4. 2016, definitely looking better. He's 3 yards away from breaking 1,000 rushing, getting 10 touchdowns. Looking better, averaging 3.9.
Mama puts on his jersey.
Mama puts on the jersey. Finally, 2016. Okay. 2017, that's the year that the Chargers moved to LA. Okay. In 2017, he finally breaks 1,000 yards rushing, averaging still 3.9, getting about 12 touchdowns total, and it seems to have his fumble game under control. Only fumbled the ball once, didn't lose it. 2018, he doesn't quite hit 1,000 yards. Only gets 885 rushing. Gets 490 receiving, and gets 14 touchdowns, which is great. And again, only loses the ball once, or fumbles the ball once, but he doesn't lose it. We get it back. 2018 rolls around. And 2018 was the year that we actually got to the playoffs. Okay. That's the year that Melvin Gordon's starting to look pretty good. He sat out 4 games, though, so there's still the injury concern. And he doesn't hit 1,000 yards rushing, but he's averaging 5.1 yards a run, which is awesome. Still gets 14 touchdowns. And again, only loses the ball once or fumbles once, but still gets it back. And we make it to the playoffs, but it's not a great showing. He gets a couple touchdowns, but his yardage isn't anything to sneeze at. So we're in the off season of 2018, going into the 2019 season. Wooldog decides to buy himself a Melvin Gordon jersey because I look in my closet and I go, all I have are Phillip Rivers jerseys. I should really buy somebody else. I should really support somebody else. I mean, I love Phillip Rivers and I'll support him till the day I die, but I should support somebody else. And as Wooldog broke, damn Skippy, I am broke as a joke. So I'm looking for any opportunity to save money. So it happens to be the year both Melvin Gordon and Joey Bosa decide to change their numbers. So their other jerseys are now on sale. So Wooldog says, I'm going to buy them both. So he gets himself a Joey Bosa jersey and a Melvin Gordon jersey, excited to show these off to everybody in the world to see it. What happens before 2019 season? Son of a bitch. There's word that Gordon will hold out. What? Sit out practice, sit out games, excuse me? Because he feels that he's worth more money than what the Chargers are offering. Sits out 4 games. Team starts 2-2 without Melvin. When Gordon comes back, they go 3-9. Yeah. Yeah. Gordon finishes out his contract, becomes a free agent, signs with the Donkeys for 2 years, $16 million. So an article came out on possibly performing without any fans in the stadium. And Melvin Gordon's response was, bro, we didn't have fans anyway. I'll be honest, we didn't have many Charger fans at the game. Much loyalty and love, but we didn't have many, so I'm not missing anything. I get it.
Dick.
I get it.
It's the reality of what it was. Sure.
It's the reality of what it was. So, but here's the thing. What is a fan? What is a fan? The definition is a person who has a strong interest in or admiration for a particular person or thing. The three of us, we're fans.
Is there a diehard?
Well, hang on.
fan?
I'll get to that. There's definitely, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So, no, it's
Sorry.
okay. It's all right. So we're all fans. Kyle, how many games have you been to?
In my life?
Yeah. How many Charger games have you been to?
Oh, I don't know. 200 or so.
Wow. That
Probably.
many?
We had season tickets for 4 years.
Wow.
So that's 64, or I guess that's only 8, right? 8 games a year. So that's 32.
Yeah.
And then I go to 1 or 2 a year for the last 10 years. So
That's cool.
Maybe like 50.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Kevin, how many games have you been to?
Close to Kyle, maybe a little less, maybe like 40 games. 45, maybe.
That's cool. I've been to 1, maybe 2 games. My memory's a little foggy, but I can definitely remember going to at least 1 game. I still watch the Charger game. I watch them every chance I get, especially these past couple of years. I root for the Chargers. I root for Melvin Gordon. Other side point, Kevin, when you went, how much were the tickets when they were playing in LA? If you don't mind my asking.
They were over 100. It was like 120 at least.
Okay. So here's the thing, Mel. I'm really sorry, but I'm not making enough money to go to every game every year, even to sit in the nosebleeds to cheer for you. I cheer for you the way that I can, which is I'm at home with my dad supporting the Chargers. Does that make me any less of a fan? I don't think so. Now, Kevin, as you mentioned, there might be varying degrees of fans. First level fan, maybe second level fan, sergeant fan, corporal fan, admiral fan, salute.
Salute.
Or is it just, are we just fans? Because you can argue diehard fans. You can argue fair weather fans, the fans that jump on when the team's finally doing good, or bandwagon fans. But for the sake of argument, a fan is a fan. So if I say I like the team, then I like the team. I have a strong admiration for a particular person or thing, plain and simple. Now, I don't mind what Melvin said in that previous article because he's right. There wasn't a lot of fans in the stadium. We could all see it in the last few years that they played in San Diego, as well as the years that they played in LA. But I'm sorry, not everybody is making the kind of money to go to every single game to support that team, especially being in LA. Matter of fact, I watched a documentary recently when the Chargers initially started in LA, barely had any fans. If any of you want to go check it out on YouTube, they posted the Chargers 50th anniversary kind of documentary bit. And there's a guy, I'm going to mispronounce his name, Dave Kokorek. I think he was a tight end. He talked about being with the Chargers in the 60s when they started in LA. They hardly had any fans. So the announcer didn't even call their names. They just went out in the stands and personally introduced themselves to the fans.
Damn.
Talk about not having any fans. Is he whining and bitching on the sideline, or is he just going out and being like, hey, I'm this guy. Thanks for coming to the game. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm paid to play football.
Yeah, I'm paid to play a game. I can understand him at least making the comment that the fans aren't in the stands. That's a fact. That's true. I'm sorry. It was. There were some fans, but there wasn't enough to necessarily hear or anything like that. But there was an interaction on Instagram that it stuck in my craw a little bit, and I'll read exactly what it said. What's My Calling said, in response to Melvin said, oh, day no. I don't know what day, I don't recall what day no.
Don't know who day
I don't know what they know.
know.
I'm sorry, but apparently they do know. What's My Calling responds, oh, day no, you all talk and then show up and suck. The best thing you ever did for the Chargers is go to Denver and bring their team down. Melvin responds, LOL, aw, someone's sensitive. And What's My Calling responds, saying, I mean, you kind of ruined 17's last chance. For those that don't know, 17 being Phillip Rivers. to get a ring with the team. So yeah, last year was supposed to be the year. The Patriots out of the playoffs. Just wish you showed up for the team in the beginning. Have fun in cold-ass Denver. Don't get overshadowed by a second undrafted free agent.
Oh my God, that guy's fire. I need to follow him right now.
Now here's Melvin's response that sticks in my craw. You don't know shit about Phil. Absolutely nothing. Don't tell me I ruined his last chance. We as a team did. I fought my ass off for him and Gates more than you know. I can speak my mind now because I'm not with y'all. Y'all didn't support us. You can burn my jersey and say what you please, but put on the tape of the stadium and see what's up. Y'all don't support. Maybe if y'all did, you wouldn't hear shit like this. Y'all gave up on me. That's cool. But I got homies that rock out for the Bolts every Sunday, and I'd be damned if I leave not letting y'all know how bad y'all supported us as players. Y'all can talk, y'all shit, and diss players, but y'all the one team in the league that don't support their players, so be able to handle that shit when a real one lets y'all know y'all failed. Y'all all coming off soft to me. Y'all can't back up nothing. It's a reason reporters ask us every game about fans. Now tighten up. Here's the thing. When you play football in high school, and you both did, your fan base is local, right?
Right.
The Rancho Bernardo Broncos aren't cheering for the Columbia, Missouri Cupids, and it's not going the other way around, right?
Right.
When you play college football, your fan base is pretty much local, but it's getting bigger. There's a little bit more coverage. When you join the NFL, the National Football League, that fan base is worldwide. Like it or not, the world is watching you. A fan base that is rooting for you. They want you to win. If you as a player are so short-sighted or have such an ego that you need the local fan base, which by the way might as well be brand spanking new fan base, competing with another team and sharing in the same stadium, you will struggle. It bothers me that he can talk about the fan base as a total when you're talking about guys that fill the stadium. Okay, I'm a fan. I don't live in California. And if I did, I don't have the kind of money to go to every single game. But you better believe I'm going to be cheering for the Chargers every single time. And I want Melvin Gordon to get in the end zone. I want you to do well. So when you come out and say that there aren't any fans, you're full of f***ing shit. Let's look at another player. One that has had an amazing article written about him this week. Mr. Austin Eckler. There was an excellent article about Austin in Sports Illustrated. If you haven't read it, please check it out. It tells the story of a player who basically had nothing, okay, was given very little opportunity. The important thing is he breaks all these records at Western State, Colorado, leads Division II as a junior in all-purpose yards per game at 203 and average points at 12.6 per game. Killing it. But he gets overlooked because he's at Western State, Colorado. Goes undrafted. Signs as an undrafted free agent for the Chargers in 2017. 3 years, $1.66 million. I'll say that again. 3 years, $1.66 million. Melvin, if you recall, back in 2015, we paid you $10.66 for 4, fully guaranteed. Austin got 1.66. When you look at Austin's stats, first of all, he's playing more games than you. Sorry. He's not getting as injured.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. When you look at his play, joined us when LA was already going, or when the Chargers were already going to LA, every year rushing. First year, he's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Next year, 5.2. 2019, 4.2. In the first 4 games of the 2019 season, while Melvin is sitting out, Austin's having to step up. He's having to show the world that he can handle the position without Melvin. And he puts up the yards. He puts up 220 rushing yards, 270 receiving yards over 4 games. That's almost 500 all-purpose yards and 6 touchdowns. He's showing the world that he can do it. But he's not belly aching about what his salary is or what his take home is. He's just thankful to have the job, to play the game, to do what he's doing. But he was never given the opportunity. He was never given the chance until Gordon decided to sit out those games. And in 2020, Austin Eckler signs a 4-year deal for $24.5 million. And he's absolutely worth every cent. So I'm not going to burn your jersey, Mel. I was a fan. I was rooting for you. I was cheering for you. Millions from all over the world probably were. You had fans all over. But the minute you burn that bridge, we can't wait to see you go. You can preface your statements with much loyalty and love, but I don't feel that at all. You could have gone humbly and quietly into that good night, but you didn't. You whined and complained all the way. So needless to say, I bought Eckler's jersey, and I can't wait to put it on.
Well, put that in your pipe and smoke the shit out of it.
Smoke
What
it!
And that was like quite the thesis statement, body, and conclusion. And I wasn't good in English at all. So
here's
it's surprising I even know that.
Here's my Spark Notes, because I graduated high school on Spark Notes. Melvin Gordon sucks, and good
Fuck
riddance.
you, Melvin Gordon. You just go.
Melvin Gordon, you done fucked up.
Yep, and Austin Eckler is the
I'm
man, and he's way better, and we're going to be way better now.
Doesn't it bum you out? I see videos of him online training with all of our players still.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how I don't know how it makes me feel bad because I have animosity towards him, but like he still has friends with all the guys I love. So it's like, God damn it, man.
I wish I could like you. Stop making it so hard, Melvin.
I want to like you, man, but you're being such a real dick right now. I can't I can't like you.
Right. Because, I mean, you never really heard that from Phillip Rivers. You never heard that from any other real ex-player. Not just saying that there weren't any fans, but basically just bashing on the fans, saying that you never supported
it was just
us.
Insult to injury. It's like it's the talking point. Everyone. I want a new tagline for our show. Charger Chat Podcast. No fans? No problem. Because this is all we need right here. You guys can all,
just us
let's
three.
stop talking about it.
In the stands. We're all painted up.
It's fine.
LAC.
Dude, the best thing we have going for, hey, if we're gonna all be, if everyone's gonna be so shitty about the fact that we don't have any fans and all this stuff all the time, guess what? It's not gonna matter this season. So let's just go out there and kick some ass without any fans in the stadium.
Here's the deal, Melvin Gordon. If you cared so much about the fans, you would have showed up and played. You care about the money, and that's what it's always been.
That's all.
Exactly.
Stop attacking the fans.
Exactly.
You don't care about us either. So go have fun in Mile High.
I love what he said. It is exactly all about the money.
What did he say? Don't get beat out by another undrafted running back.
Another second undrafted free agent, because he obviously got beat out by Austin. So don't get beat out by a second.
We just want to like you, Melvin, and we tried.
We
so
really
hard.
did. I mean,
he
whole
kind
time
of
you were
burned
here.
his last bridge with me, dude. I have no interest. Like he's just on my shit list, dude. I have a shit list. It's got the Chiefs on it. It's got the Raiders on it. The Broncos weren't really on it, but Melvin Gordon's on my football shit list now because he's just being a dick. He's just being a dick. There's no other good reason. You're just taking shots as you're walking out of the building. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah, they're just mad because we offered you more than what you got last year and you didn't take it.
Exactly. Yeah. We offered him more money, and
you're such an idiot. I'm so glad he did because look what we have now. We have Austin Eckler. We have. The potential with him is crazy. You talked about his consistency, 5 yards a carry, 5 yards a carry, and it was just getting better. He was
over 10 yards average every receiving. I mean, he's proven to be such a receiving threat.
What he was doing in terms of receiving yards and the yardage and stuff, it was comparing to Christian McCaffrey. But guess what? You bring in old Fumble McGee over here, and he takes away those opportunities from you. It's ridiculous. And now we're gonna have a full season where Austin Eckler is RB1. And that's awesome. We're going to be able to see what he's fully capable of. And guess what? Our quarterback situation now is you don't know what our offense is going to be. You don't have a quarterback that's just going to sit back there. It's going to be so interesting to see how dynamic we can be this year. And I think we get even more dynamic without Melvin Gordon.
So absolutely. He wants to go run inside zone. He said he didn't fit our scheme because he wants to run inside zone.
He just has so much
joy running inside zone, dude.
He clearly, you saw what happened last year with losing the offensive coordinator and all that. Like, you hear him talking shit right now. You know he was doing that in the locker room. You know he's clearly wants to speak his mind and do whatever it is. He didn't just turn this switch on as soon as he left. There was definitely, I guarantee you he was creating some issues in the locker room. So,
it just proved how one-dimensional of a running back he was. So, good luck in Denver being one-dimensional, where we have a running back that not only rushes, but he also catches balls like nuts. So
take off,
Take off,
We're now a Canadian podcast.
We are all Canadians. So
Oh yeah.
let's get
don't you know?
let's get us some Timmy Hortons, and
I'm going to the brewery, taking you to the loony bin.
Take you to the loony bin. Oh God, I love Strange Brew. All right.
Strange Brew.
What
I
we
haven't
got
watched
next,
that in
Wooldog?
forever. Well, I think we've got a fan focus. It was unprompted from Jack Z from Mexico City. of all
International,
places.
man. I love it. Thank you
Jack,
for reaching
welcome.
out, brother.
See how many
Welcome to
fans
the
we have?
podcast.
We're international.
Yeah, take that, Melvin Gordon, Mexico City.
Yeah,
bitch.
we got fans internationally, folks, and we are damn proud and thankful
we
to have
got
fans from all over the
fans.
world.
We got
Especially
fans
we got
in Mexico City.
fans.
And area code.
What you got, Jack? in Mexico City.
Jack, what do you got for us?
Hello, Charger Chad. I'm a big fan of the podcast, and I want to ask you a question. Who do you guys think is going to be the next year's breakout player like Austin Eckler was last year's player? Thank you.
I'm gonna kick this off because I, without a doubt, think it's Drew Tranquil season. They've already released like the most, the players that are most likely to have a breakout season, and he's at the top of the list.
Oh, you're just stealing other people's lists, huh?
No, I'm just saying I knew, yeah, a little, but it just reinforced my thoughts. So it's
okay.
kind of like, yeah. So
Guys, I got it. The breakout player is Trey Pipkins. We all know
No,
Trey Pipkins is the
dude,
hidden weapon that we've been.
You're making jokes. You're making jokesies, but then
I'm
he could
making
he could
jokes,
be a
but at the
solid
same
left tackle this
time,
year.
I'm a little bit hopeful that
Who knows?
Mr.
Maybe he
Trey
went on
Pipkins
Amazon.
becomes the
Maybe
breakout.
Pipkins went on Amazon, ordered himself some weights,
Ooh.
had him delivered to his apartment, and has
Ooh,
been lifting
guys,
like
okay,
crazy. I'm not
remember-
saying he wasn't lifting. I'm just saying some
remember,
people during the
we're
time
not
of
talking
Corona
about
don't always excel.
Ex-Chargers, now Broncos. These are our boys. Come on.
Absolutely.
I'm not this
trashing.
Is, you're thinking. So this has been a little negative episode. I'm thinking positive. I'm thinking
Absolutely.
he wants to do extra reps. He wants to work out every day, all day. He wants to get bigger, faster, stronger.
You're insinuating he set up a home gym.
Yes, in addition to whatever else he was doing.
The hard work he was already putting in to make the Chargers
Doubling
a great
down.
organization.
PFS.
Got it.
Bigger, faster, stronger. That's
Absolutely.
what Pipkins
Right.
was doing. But let me get back to what I was saying
Sorry,
about
I didn't mean to interrupt.
the Tranquil. He's
Tranquil.
anything but. I got myself with that one. That's pretty
anything
funny.
but.
Tranquil. I want a t-shirt. Tranquil. Anything but. I just think he has the potential to go off this year.
Yeah,
he's-
absolutely.
It's his sophomore year. He doesn't have that freshman. That freshman is shed from his back, and he's ready to go. And you can see that by how the league's talking about him and what he was capable of doing last year with the limited time he had. So it's exciting, and that's why I'm picking Jack. And he's anything but Tranquil.
Yeah, sweet. So when I decided which one I was going to talk about, I didn't look at lists that other people had already created. So
Suck it, Kyle. I do research. It's called research. You just wing it. Different approaches.
I do just wing it. You're right, because I'm just winging it.
You just
but-
have all the football knowledge, and you like to keep reminding us that
Yeah, I
you're
just-
way better
that
at
he's
football
smarter
knowledge
than
than
us.
I
us,
just
Kyle.
know stuff, so I just figure it out and
Right.
say what I think. I don't just regurgitate what somebody else said. But
Kyle, shut up.
the person that I think has a great opportunity to have a standout breakout year is I got two. So it's cheating. I have two potentials.
You're gonna have to pick one, by the way. You can't just say you do
Technically,
this
they
on
have
all
the-
your lists, though.
they
You,
have
you
the-
give like even when you did your draft, your mock draft, you picked two players
Two,
at different
I know.
positions. You're gonna have to pick one.
Well, you had this perfect prediction score stat crap. So I'm upping my chances of getting something right. So they both have the first name Justin, so that counts as one pick.
Spoiler
Can't
alert.
triple stamp or double stamp you,
Hey.
Lloyd.
You can't triple stamp or double stamp.
Okay, so I'm picking Justin Jones and Justin Jackson.
Nice.
Both, I think, have an opportunity to step up.
Loophole.
And obviously, Justin Jackson being the number 2 back now. Obviously, depending on what happens with the Josh Kelly battle for that second spot. But I think that he should have the upper hand going into camp, at least. We saw that Pittsburgh game 2 years ago. The guy can play. He broke all the records in high school. It was incredible at Northwestern in college, and he's proven that he can be an NFL caliber running back. We just had some pardon my French, dipshit in the way that was keeping everyone from getting carries. And now that person's gone.
Nice.
And now we have opportunities for people to break out. So him for sure. Justin Jones, I think the third year in his contract, third year with the team. I just think he's going to, I don't know. There's something about the interviews that I've heard, the way that he's preparing. He's losing weight, getting stronger. I think he's ready to be that guy. I think he's ready to step up, make plays. His productivity almost doubled in his second year from his first year. So he's understanding the defense schemes, what his role is. I think he's going to break out into something that no one really expected.
All right, cool.
So,
nice loophole pick.
I like
two
it.
players. What you got?
Two players.
What you got, Wooldog?
Well, I joke about Trey Pipkins. Here's the thing. I'm gonna have two picks as well because
Nice.
one of them is going to be.
What is going on
Just-
here?
I like your methods.
Hear what I've got to
All
say.
right, well, I'm going to pick another one. I'm not going to just go on. I'm not going unchecked with just one.
Kevin, while Adam's talking, go back to that list and see who else was
Right,
on there.
check
All right, let me get on the internet. I'll
ESPN.com
work
and
on
double
somebody
check.
else I want to pick.
Let me know who else is an upcoming
Yeah.
player. Here's
Okay.
my thing. I've got two. One is my hopeful pick, and I would say Trey Pipkins is my hopeful pick. I hope that he becomes the breakout player that we all hoped a round 3 draft pick would be. My guess is going to be Nasir Adderley. I think Adderley being injured last year and drafted second last year has the opportunity to be that player because of how much he was touted. But at the same time, right now, it's all kind of hype and all college tape with a year in between, basically. So I think Nasir Adderley has the most opportunity to be that player. Trey Pipkins is my hopeful because of how much we
Impact.
We need
Yeah.
a
somebody
left
to play in
tackle
that
so
position.
bad.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
I agree.
That would be great. That's my hope and my honest opinion.
Yep.
Kev, what is your second pick?
I'm going to go with Cole Mazza, our long snapper.
Perfect.
I think he has the potential to really kick some serious ass this year with his long snapping abilities.
Nice.
Excellent. I think.
That's
And I
good.
just pulled that out of my ass. I
Wow,
didn't go look
that was
online.
That was really
That's-
good,
Are
Kevin.
you-
I know.
I mean, are you saying that he
too, bro.
struggled last year, or were there some sparks that you saw that made you go,
No,
he's gonna
just
snap
there's
the
always
ball
room
even
for
better?
improvement. He was fantastic and is only going to get better.
Everyone just knows the Duggins have a soft spot for long snappers.
I know. I was a long snapper in high school, so
I
I
as well.
respect the shit out of
Yes,
that.
we
Mazza.
have some respect. It's one of the most underappreciated positions.
And it's hard as hell. It's
You have to be
stressful as hell.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, quarterback throws 60% and they're all world. Long snappers, you mess up one,
Dude,
you're fired.
a quarterback, but you're throwing it under your legs. The stress is high. The stress is high, boys.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that about you two. Did you guys? How
Yep.
were you guys at?
I was
long
a
snap?
career long snapper, Pop Warner.
Yeah.
And every
literally
year I
no one
tried to
wanted
get out
do
of
it.
it.
And our dad was the coach, so he's
Yeah.
just like, all right, you guys
No one else
figure it
tried out. Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Did you
I can
figure
always
it
count
out?
on you. I
Yeah.
think I had a
Were there
really
any
bad
blooper
one.
reels of you guys like chucking it to the
Of
audience?
course. Over the
Oh, dude,
head.
I
Everyone's
definitely
due for
launched it
some.
over some punters' heads for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for sure. Not
Man, they look-
consistently. We kept our jobs, but yeah, in high school
Barely.
I didn't try out. I told him I didn't know how. 'Cause I just
Yeah,
did
you
not
did
wanna
well
do it.
enough.
I don't need that pressure.
Yeah. No thanks.
Well, there you go, folks. You learned a little bit of something about our brothers Duggan. Both happen to be long snappers back in high school. I didn't even know
Upside
that.
down quarterbacks is how I like to call it.
Upside down QBs. So, any other closing thoughts, gentlemen?
I thought you had a great episode today, Adam.
I
You
thought
really brought the hard hitting journalism home, and I respect the shit out of you for that. And thank you for enlightening us on all the information that we needed about how shitty Melvin Gordon was.
oh, dude, okay, we have a new segment for our show. Every show has to end with Kevin giving some encouragement. He's just like the encouragement king now. He gave me a good episode a couple
Dude, this
episodes
world
ago.
needs encouragement, man. We need some positive shit going on. So you know what? Both you guys, even you,
Encouragement
Kyle,
corner.
I don't really
Yeah.
mean it, but you had a great episode too.
Kev, I really appreciate that. If I think I like the way that Kyle's thinking right now. If you had to throw a word of encouragement out to a Charger player, who would you say and what would you say to them?
Shit. I'm trying to think of the
Check the ESPN.com. They might have a list that you can reference.
Come on, Tyrod's got a
clear eyes,
encouragement.
full heart, can't lose.
To who?
Yeah, to who? What does that even mean?
Questenberry, because he just got
Oh.
shafted because he can still fight back. He could still fight. He's not going to start, but that was kind of on the spot. I'm going to have to think about that. Give me a minute.
I like
Hold
that.
on.
Questenberry,
I like that. No,
clear
that's
eyes,
good.
full hearts can't lose. Yeah.
Clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. You hear that, Questenberry?
And I
hope you're
stole that
one of
quote from somewhere else too, so I'm just
Friday
on
Night
fire with
Lights,
stealing
but
shit.
yeah.
Night Lights. There you
It's a
go.
good quote.
Good pull. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't
Yep.
forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
I love you, bye. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Has this ever happened to you? You got yourself a nice cut of steak, real primo piece, and you go to your cupboard to grab the salt, only to find you've run out? What in the Sam Hill are you gonna do? Well, if you live in Denver, you can visit your local grocer to pick up some Melvin Gordon Salty Tear Seasoning. We've got flavors like Crybaby, Belly Aching, and my personal favorite, Wah! So come on down to your local Denver grocer to support the habits of Melvin Gordon Salty Tear Seasoning. Product guaranteed for 2 years. Maybe.